I always have Georgia sit at the doorway and wait while I step through, but then I always go back to her. Never call her to you because you'll teach her to rush through doorways. She has to stay in a real calm sit-stay there, not pop up, wait for you to come back next to her, pat your leg and say, okay, and then walk through slowly. See how if she tries to pull you at all, you just do these little tiny, gentle prompts. See how my left hand's just doing that? And then you do, if you got a door that you have to close, you do a little left turn like that to close the door behind you. We're gonna go straight to this mat exercise. She's very excited because she loves the camera person who's standing right there. So sit. Notice how it's all a series of turning into her and turning into her and no. Okay. It's not normal for her to have somebody standing behind us pointing something at us. So another left turn to reset her. See if she pops up, you just reset by walking into her, doing a left turn and putting her back until she gives in and does it your way, which she will. No correcting, no rough stuff, no struggling with the leash. Just stay relaxed. Go to your mat, down. And then you start your mat exercise. Good. This is being done in my living room. So we have a lot of other dogs in here. Now there's a dog in this crate making noises, which makes even more of a distraction for Georgia. But in this mat exercise, they have to stay on the mat. They know when they go there, that's a downstay. And no matter what happens, whatever distraction there is, they stay there until they're released. Good. So I was just doing the basic downstays where you walk around both ways around her. When you're gonna reward her, you always come back in front like this. Always reward her the same way. Go down the mat, put it on the mat. She waits till you withdraw. She takes it off the mat. She's never taking the food out of your hands. You're not throwing the food. You're not dropping it really fast. Watch again how I'm doing it. It's very slow and deliberate and calm. Straight down. She doesn't touch you. If she does, nope. You back off. She kind of touched me, but she backed off, and then I deposited it and she took it off the mat. That's the way you want to do it every time. If she's grabbing food out of your hand or she's hyper and because you're tossing food on the mat or whatever you're doing, she's going to be reactive doing this exercise and it's not going to have any benefit. So much about doing this are the subtle parts of this exercise. It's how you deliver the food. See how I'm over her like that? Good. Always say good when she takes it off the mat because you want her to associate getting a reward with the word good, because when you phase the food out, there's no treats. She'll hear good and she'll feel really good about it because it was associated with the treat during the training process. So I've done enough standing near her. Now I'm going to do some things that are more difficult for her to handle. I'm going to go in the back part of the house, close this door behind me, knock on this hallway door, like that. Good. Every time she stays there, if you do something different, higher level distraction, and you come back, good. You reward her if she stays there. If she got up, you come out and you'd say no, you'd pick up the leash, you do a left circle, reset her, put her back where you want her to be, put her back into a down, put the leash back there, and do it again until she got it right. When she gets it right, she gets a reward. Good, just like that. So now I'm going to go outside and knock on the door, ring the doorbell. If you're ever going to do something that you think is difficult for her to handle, it's okay for you to remind her what you want her to keep doing. So I'm going to say down before I do this. I'm going to go outside, I'm going to bang on the window so she got up. No. You say no once, step back into her, put her back. She's having a very exciting day today, probably because of the camera person. Go back and do it again. Down. Good. This time she was successful. She gets a reward. Make sure she's not touching your hand. See how she backs off? No. Make sure that she waits. Good. She waits and she takes it off the mat. She doesn't touch your hand. Okay? Now I'm going to go outside, knock on the door, and ring the doorbell. Good. Good. So that's a real tough one for her. The doorbell and the knocking. Now I'm going to do a little bit extra. Now I'm going to do everything all at the same time. Down. Bang on the window. Flip the mail slot. Doorbell, knock on the door. Good. Big reward for that. Still she's waiting. Good. Waiting till I withdraw, taking the reward off the mat. So that's really hard for any dog to do. So we're going to practice the same thing at your house. And this exercise greatly improves the dog's focus, the ability to handle other stressful situations like little children running around, other dogs on the street. This exercise is really important to do, and important to do it in the way you see me doing it, with all the little nuances, like how you reward her on the mat. Good. How you put her on the mat, how you take her off the mat. So that's why we're videoing it for you, so you can watch every little step. But if you do this 5 minutes a day, she's going to keep getting better and better, because the dog always gets much better when they go to a new environment or they go back home and they have a whole different set of people, especially the people that they used to do other things with. Doing this, if you just practice this and try to do it the way I'm doing it, you'll see within the first month of her being back, great improvement. So when you're going to take her off the mat, remember, she stays there until you release her off the mat, and the way I'm about to do it. You pick up the leash, you stand back next to her, you pat your leg and say, okay. And then we're going to go back outside again, sit. I'm going to let her have some free time outside. I always do this every time we go through a doorway or a gateway. Have her sit, step out, accentuate the fact that I own this boundary. There's no more running through doorways. Every time you do this, she has to be calm. She has to be here in the moment with us. Good. You can give her a reward like that if you want. And then, okay, see how she might want to pull you out? You just stand firm. If you move slow, she'll be forced to move slow. And then on the outside of the door, sit, and you release her to be free on the outside of the door, because you don't want to be releasing her through the doorway to rush through. You want to have her walk through calmly with you, and on the outside have her sit and go. Every time you do that doorway thing, it's a little mini training routine. And so since you have to let her in and out of the door anyway, and different doors, back doors, front doors, garage doors, car doors, so you have her sit and wait, you open the door, you send her in. When you open the door, you at least have her wait and then say okay and have her jump out if you're bringing her in and out of the car. Every time you do that, it's a little mini training session where she has to stop and wait at a boundary that you control and focus and not be reactive. And every time you do that and you're telling her what to do, she gets another dose of, oh, maybe you're in charge. If you're telling her what to do in all these different little places, all these mundane little spots throughout the day, you're the one that tells her what to do. Therefore, she's going to listen to you in the more important situations as well, because you are now in charge, which also makes her feel safer, because if you're orchestrating her life, she feels like somebody else is taking care of her. She doesn't have to guard you out in public like you're a possession to guard. She can calm down. She's not as stressed out. It all kind of adds up together. So that's why we're doing the doorway boundary thing so seriously.